Hey everybody, this is the video you've all been waiting for, the private license plate video. Here we are, we're Aguadero, Private Express Trust. Private trust license plates. Okay, what you got to do to put your vehicle in your trust, or to operate your vehicle with private trust plates and feel secure and safe as you navigate the roadways. I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible for you, save your time. So there's just some pretty simple steps to get it done, to do it right. Okay, first thing you're going to do is we're going to exchange the vehicle into the trust. Now, we already talked about how to move titles and what to do in previous videos, so I'm not going to go on into any more information on that. But the second thing you're going to want to do is create your own plates. So this is the one that I use, and that number on there is the ID number for the trust. Pretty simple. Private trust property associated with the trust number. It's just an ID number. You're not registering this. This isn't being recorded anywhere. It's just an identifier. There's some things that are shown on here that will be very helpful and are intentional to communicate with anybody that walks up from behind you intending to give you a ticket. Not for hire. Okay, that's indicating you're not in commerce, and those cops really should only be messing with people that are functioning in commerce, not private people. So you're letting them know that presumption. Notice of a fee schedule is another notice. To contract, I put mine up on a website. That way it's public. It's available for anybody to go look at. But you're letting them know that, that there's a fee schedule in place here. And if they don't know what a fee schedule is, well, that's not your problem. Just for safety, though, I put also in this other corner the tow fee of $100,000. So whether your car can get towed or not get towed, if it's on public streets, it cannot be towed. It should not be towed. If it's in a private property, it's a different story. All right, how and where to do your own plates. This is the outfit that has been the most flexible as far as creating the plates. There are a few of them that you can use to go out and build your own license plates, but a lot of them really limit what you can do. You can only put in a couple of texts and pick a color, and then they automate it. But to put on all the things that I've had on there, really have a lot of options. It's this license plates on the cheap.com, which is really just a sub-site, I guess, of buildasign.com license plates. And those are the ones they're the only ones I've used. And I don't think they're expensive. $15 probably for a plate. Okay, so once you have your plates and the property has been moved into the trust, you want to do the right thing and get those state-issued plates back. You just want to give them back to them. Now, this on its own isn't going to protect you. It's not going to do anything. They're not going to look into the system and say, oh, he turned his plates, we can't bother him anymore. That's not how it works whatsoever. This is just you being good, being right, all right? You're not going to use those plates anymore, so you give them back to them. And you can evidence it, record it, and keep it in your files, but you're never going to be able to get out of a ticket or something by saying, hey, I gave my tickets back, my plates back, and here's my evidence. Okay? That's not how it works. Here in Colorado, you can use Form DR 2283, lost or stolen license plates. And on that form, it says a lot of options if your car was stolen or the car was lost or yada yada. And how you can get new plates is what the form is really for, that you've gotten rid of the old plates and now you need new plates. But instead, what I did and what you should do is to just check other. It says plate listed about, you leave all your information up there about your car, what your license plate was, and then put other and say returned. I'm giving them back. That's it. All right. When I did it, the lady wasn't too happy about it, snatched the paperwork and the plates out of my hand and just walked away. I asked for a receipt and she said no. But it hasn't really been a problem. Just, that's how it is. Yeah, the DMV will most likely give you attitude when doing this. And like I said, they refused to give me a receipt. Again, this action doesn't stand on its own, but it evidences that you are governing yourself. Okay, if you got any property that's registered with the state, you should unregister it. Registering doesn't do anything for you. You're just agreeing to be their thing. You don't get anything in return of registration, do you? Have you ever registered your car and got something for it? No, you get treated like a punk. So registration is not really a thing, that self-governing people do. We don't register anything, and we sure as heck don't register to vote. Insurance is an optional thing. It's totally up to you. If you're wealthy and don't think you have too much risk of damaging other people's property, and if you do, you feel pretty confident you could settle it, then don't do insurance. But for the rest of us, if you do damage, you're responsible for it. Okay, this trust stuff does not get you out of being responsible for doing something wrong. Okay, it gets you out of being responsible for rules that don't apply to you, for things that don't apply to you, for statutory processes just designed to take money out of your pocket. So that's what we're talking about here with the plates. I use insurance. However, all the bigwigs, they're all in bed with the state government. It's all the same party. They want you to have a driver's license. They need you to have your vehicle registered in order to sell you insurance, which is pretty crappy if you ask me. However, there is an outfit called Dairyland Insurance which will issue you an insurance policy without having a state registered vehicle and without having a driver's license. They've been pretty cool so far. Alright, now this is where it's all about. This is what it's all about. In fact, I would even say the trust, having a trust, the fee schedule is still what it's all about. So right there, the fee schedule is the Thor's hammer in terms of dealing with the state. All right, the relationship between your person and the state, or you and the state, is actually one without contract. Okay, a person was created, but your relationship to it has no contract. Your relationship to the state, therefore, has no contract. And even that personal entity, other than it being titled State of Colorado, there is no contract there. And the civil world follows nothing but paper, nothing but contract. So when you just have your regular driver's license like you've been driving before, and you got your regular plates, you're really telling the state that you can't handle your own affairs and your own business, and that they get to subject their rules to you. Now, even when you fix it, these officers, cops and all of them, aren't looking for it. They're not looking to protect the people. They're looking to just do their job, just do their thing that they've always done. So when they come across you, whether you have private trust plates or even no plates, they're presuming that that you are their thing, your person, and you're just acting a fool. All right, you're not doing what you're supposed to. So they're going to try to intimidate you, charge you with more crimes, even arrest you, impound your car, all kinds of things that are totally unconstitutional and unlawful. And without any recognition of you as the people, that you're anything but the person, there is just no conversation that can be had to show them that what they're doing is wrong, other than you getting really, really upset. And what happens then? More bad things happen when you get really, really upset. But the fee schedule, again, you have an entity that's a trust. That trust issues a fee schedule. The trust is its own law. It's your law. Okay, so if some other trust comes and interacts with you, or some country or a corporation or anything tries to force you and treat you like you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't matter what you say to them. It may not work, but the fee schedule is documentation that there is a situation here. And if they move forward past that fee schedule, they are liable for whatever they do to you. They're liable for whatever they do to you even without it. But expressing it and talking about it and demonstrating is so much easier with the fee schedule. So, big time stuff here, okay? I don't think you're self-governing until you have a fee schedule, until you can handle what happens when somebody violates your rights. Until that time, you're just a skiff boat out there floating around waiting for somebody to come take you and put you to work. Yeah. So without, like I said, without the fee schedule in the eyes of a cop or a state, you are just a lost entity, and they're dutified to govern you. But we're showing them that we don't need your governance. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Uh, so just an example, I really definitely want you to write your own because you should know it forward and backwards. I don't really want you to take mine and just change the name and use it because then I'm kind of responsible. If something comes up, you're going to want to come talk to me and say, hey, what did this mean when you put it in your fee schedule? So, but this is how it works, and you just got to sit down and think about what type of situations you might run into. If your car gets impounded, if an officer pulls you over and leaves you parked in your car for 30 minutes while he's back there dicking around, he's taking your time. That's unconstitutional. Nobody can come and tell you to do anything, even if you're driving or traveling. So your fee schedule might reflect that. Maybe it's a different amount. Maybe you also want to do a lower amount so that you are more likely to get them to pay it on the first chance. So you can look at these two ways, all right? You can make the numbers larger so that when you give it to an officer, they're like, oh shit, it might scare them. And they might just say, oh, forget this. Or you can make it maybe a little bit smaller or more reasonable and hope that they do something wrong, and then you can actually charge them. Now, how you charge them, I'm not going to get into much now. It's going to be in a later video about protecting yourself in court. But there's mechanisms, and even if you have to sue them in federal court, then you have a contract, and there's lots of good things in the courts that you can use to help you out. All right, just I copied mine, at least a couple of them. So mine's only like 2 pages, and it's basically this opening paragraph that I have here, and then I've just listed out a few occurrences of what could happen. Yeah, pretty expensive stuff. $10 million if you violate "See Me for My Rights." In my world, that sounds fair. Okay, to them, they violate the rights all day. If they had to pay $10 million every time they violated someone's right. So that's really the bread and butter of it, okay? Unregister, get new plates. Now, while you're out there traveling, I just put everything in an envelope, and this is what I have. I had a lot more stuff before, but I've cut a lot of the junk that they don't need. This is just evidence of bill of sale, evidence that you should be handling this vehicle. That's one. They say they're out there looking for people that might have been stealing a car, and that the plate registration is how they make sure nobody's driving a stolen car, but you didn't ask them for that. So, that's their own thing, and it's not even statutory to check ownership of property. If you do retitle your car, and I don't go into that here because I didn't do it, but there's a process. You go to your DMV, you can retitle it into a trust, or you can just execute it on the back of the title. It says sold to the trust, and then photocopy that, and that's what I keep in my car. I just photocopy that thing to show that even the title work was changed. My insurance info I carry, and then I do the fee schedule. I have that in there, and that's the important one. I mean, you could really just give them a fee schedule and nothing else and say, leave me alone. You could know the state constitution well enough and say, hey, I'm a self-governing people. Why are you forcing governance on me? My ride here does not give you any indication that I'm registered with the state. So what are you doing? If you don't have trust plates, if you just go blank, or you still have your temp tags, the presumption is that you're still one of their things. So, communicate without having to talk to them. All right, stop worrying. This isn't going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. The first time you're out there driving around with private plates that you made online, you're going to be scared. I was scared. I'm not going to lie. It took me several weeks to calm down. I didn't know what I was going to do when I got pulled over. And, well, I just knew it was the right thing. And I got pulled over the first time when I had my daughter with me. And I wasn't going to risk anything in that moment. So I just gave them all my stuff. Gave them all the paperwork. Gave them my driver's license, too. I have a driver's license. And they came back and said, I'm giving you a warning. Here's your stuff. Get your car registered. And they walked away. And I said, thank you. And that was it. The second time they got me for speeding. And so they had the lights on me before they saw my plates and all my stickers and stuff. And so when he pulled up to my window, he went on his spiel about catching me doing this, that, and the other. All he did was ask for my driver's license. He didn't ask for insurance or registration because he could see it wasn't registered. And he didn't even talk about it. And I ended up giving him a driver's license. He said he was going to give me a warning, and that was it. And, you know, I even tried to argue with him. I said, under what authority? When he asked for my driver's license, under what authority do I have to give you anything? And he says, come on, I'm just going to give you a warning. And hindsight, I should have kept going, but I wanted to get out of there. You're going to want to get out of there. I just gave it to him. So you can handle a roadside stop in so many ways. Now, I can handle it differently because I know this stuff really, really well, and I can talk it really, really well. I still get nervous and caught up, so, you know, it's not like you have to. But over time, you just sit with this stuff, you really see what's going on, and you really see what's happening. So do not be afraid to just comply. They ask questions, just give them the easiest answer you can, give them your paperwork, and if he gives you a ticket, so what? In fact, you might be able to get paid if they gives you a ticket. That's the whole point of that fee schedule. They haul you into court. They say you got to appear. That's slavery, for one. That's involuntary servitude. You didn't agree to do all that beforehand. You didn't know. You didn't agree. You might have thought you agreed when you got a driver's license. You might have thought you did. Let's just say you did. However, it's not a contract. You're not getting anything for it. Just like registration, you're just giving away your rights. You're giving away your access to your property. You're giving away your freedom to be left alone. All right. Yeah. Yeah, the fee schedule is really, really helpful. The fear should really go away to know that whatever happens, you're going to be okay. If you talk them out of it, good. If you educate them, great. If they get hostile and shitty with you, it's all right. If they give you a ticket, it's all right. They pull you out of that car and take you to jail, it's going to suck. But if your fee schedule is drafted right, you could really get paid. So that's private plates, guys. There's nothing else to it. All right, it's really just inside you. It's your attitude, your mindset, just like living through a private express trust. You know, traveling around with private plates. It's a big deal. Let everybody know that this is an okay thing. That people can do this. And we need to stop being afraid of really nothing, of them just extorting us. So, thank you very much for watching this. And if you have more questions, we are doing Zooms on Sunday nights at 6:30. The link is on the website. There's downloadable information on the website to help you educate yourself and create your own trust. And there's services available. If you'd like more of my time to learn this stuff, I'm willing to contract with you. And if you'd like me to draft your documents for you, I can do that. So thanks again for watching this, and have a great day. Hey, I want to add a few things. Once you have private plates on your vehicle, yeah, it's going to be a little tricky, a little challenging probably to drive, a little stressful, but you also got to be mindful that, HOV lanes, there's no reason why you can't use those. Rolling through those camera stoplights and stuff, they're not going to be able to see you. They go off those license plates only, so in addition to not paying for state registration and stuff like that, that's just another perk I wanted to make sure you were thinking about when you're doing this. So thanks again for watching, and join us on the Zooms if you get a chance. Sunday nights at 6:30 Mountain Time. Thanks.